The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here with the eSpeed Sport as they present Dust in the Wind 75 at Kansas Speedway. Qualifying has just gotten started, and one driver making his way out on the track is the 98 of Presley Sora. I want to welcome you all in. Sorry for the late start. Had myself double booked tonight and got caught up in all of that, but I want to thank everybody for joining me here at Kansas Speedway. This is my home track for NASCAR. It is about 35 minutes away from where I live. In fact, I drive by it quite a lot. I always stop and stare at it and say one day it'd be nice to get out there and race, but it is what it is. Instead, I'm here at iRacing with all y'all for another wonderful broadcast. Drivers are going to be high, wide, and handsome all race long, in the 98 of Presley Sora making his way up to speed for his qualifying time. As he comes around to lay down his first qualifying lap, the 98 machine going to set a time that sets him on pole for the moment, but several more cars now making their way around this 1.5 mile speedway. Edward Kane, one of those drivers, making his way down the backstretch in the 10 machine. Right now he is in 5th place. Brandon Sheffield in the 96 rolling out as well. 96 a little bit loose there. You're gonna see a lot of that here as the drivers try and keep the momentum up. A lot of throttle being applied to these race cars here at Kansas Speedway. We'll see them sidestepping all night long. 77 of Kyle Martinson right now finding himself in 5th place. The 98 of Presley Sora remains at the top of the leaderboard, but Alan Wilson gonna move into second place. The 71 of Rocky Hartpence out on the Speedway. Several drivers looking to put Watkins Glen behind them, as they were not too thrilled about having to turn right and left. Now we're back to an oval here at Kansas Speedway. Rocky Hartpence gonna put himself into 11th place. Jeremy Root moves up into second. Alex Harris in the 74. Down and across the line, Harris gonna move into 9th for his first time lap. And the 89 of Jeff Mills now starting his qualifying effort as he is up on the backstretch, leaving pit lane. Harris in that 74 machine, finding himself in 9th. Gonna come down off of turn number 4, down to the flat, across the line, and Harris gonna go from 9th up into 4th place. So a solid second lap for the 74 of Harris. Now, only car out on track that is yet to qualify is the 89 of Jeff Mills. Mills in that 89 machine is our points leader coming into tonight. As I have to step away here as soon as the 89 lays down this qualifying lap, we're gonna step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the grid, and that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. Row number 1, brought to you by Edward Kane, certified public accountant, the 98 of Presley Sora. We saw him sit it on pole. He survived the onslaught of all the other drivers trying to knock him off. The new king of the hill here tonight at Kansas Speedway. The 18 of Jeremy Root getting oh so close, finishing just a little bit behind, 0.003 seconds the difference between these two top times. Row number 2 going to be the 77 of Kyle Martinson and the 89 of Jeff Mills. Row number 3 will be the 74 of Alex Harris and the 83 of Alan Wilson. Row number 4 will be the 66 of Nick Barisi and the 96 of Brandon Sheffield. Row number 5 will be the 86 of Jason Jackson On his outside, the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy. Row number 6 will be the 11 of Robbie Hartpence and the 32 of DJ Kiner. Row number 7 will be the 10 of Edward Kane and the 77 of Rocky Hartpence. Row number 8 will be the 97 of Austin Burdick and the 69 of Daniel Very. Row number 9 will be the 25 of Jackson Trin and the 21 of Douglas McLaughlin, scheduled to start but did not make it to the grid in time. We'll see if he's going to get out there or not tonight, but that is your Edward Kane starting lineup. Presley Sora in the 98 coming into tonight 8th place in the point standings. This is race 7 of 8. 2 drop weeks allowed, but bonus points going to everyone who completes all 8 races. Presley Sora looking to make up some lost ground as he has missed a few races, and he's going to set it off on the right foot here tonight at Kansas Speedway as he gets on the throttle and the green flag flies. The 98 with an early jump, the 18 of Jeremy Root playing catch up as they head off into turn number 1. Down into the corner goes the 98, unchallenged for the moment. Meanwhile, at, well, second and third, fourth, maybe even 5th place, 4 cars there side by side coming off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Kyle Martinson in the 77 looking to the inside here. That is going to eat up the tires here at Kansas Speedway as the 18 of Root got a little bit sideways, had to check up. That's going to bring the 89 of Mills to his back bumper. Mills on that high side, losing a little bit of ground. Jeremy Root solidly into second place now. Kyle Martinson in the 77, door to door with the 89 machine. Right behind them, that is the 83 of Alan Wilson, rounding out your top 5, and then the 74 of Alex Harris right behind Wilson. But as the battle for third continues on, Presley Sora pulling away very quickly here. Martinson and Mills getting very close there through turns 1 and 2. Onto the back stretch, it looks like Mills has the advantage. The 77 of Martinson not tucking in behind him just yet. And now Mills slides down in front of Martinson, and he is going to claim third place as his for the moment. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, the 74 of Harris down to the inside of Wilson. Sheffield, Shaughnessy, side by side behind these two. Another 4-car battle. We'll be seeing this kind of racing all night long here at Kansas Speedway. As the tires start to wear, we will see these drivers drift up higher and higher. The 74 of Harris going to slide up in front of the 83 of Wilson and put himself into 5th place. Shaughnessy claiming 7th in front of Sheffield. The 66, that is Nick Barisi. He settles into 9th, and rounding out your top 10, just 5 laps into this thing, is the 86 of Jason Jackson. As we go on board with Jackson, looking out the back at the 97 of Austin Burdick. Field starting to get single file now. Just a few more challenges for position back at the front of the field. Wilson in the 83 was taking a peek to the inside of Harris, but that fizzled out. He's going to tuck back in. Alan Wilson, an Indy Autosport driver. Shaughnessy, one of those drivers from Indy Autosport as well. So 2 teammates getting ready to go at it here. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Presley Sora continues to lead. Jeremy Root and Jeff Mills Gonna swap positions, second and third. Move Mills up into second place. Jeremy Root and the 18 down to third. So Mills gathering himself in as he got a bit of a rough start. Did not get the start he wanted and stuck in the outside lane. Could not get to the throttle the way he would like. And now that everyone has gotten single file, he has made his way up into second place. Presley Sora enjoying just about a 0.6 second lead over Jeff Mills in that 89 machine. Jeremy Root in the 18 down to his inside here, not able to make anything of it, just letting him know he's there, trying to get some clean air to the nose as we ride on aboard with the 18 of Root. Onto the back stretch. And down into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Mills starting to close in on Presley Sora. He's kicked that lead already in half, down to a 0.3 second lead for the 98 machine. Check in on the 10 of Edward Kane right now. Kane started in 13th, finding himself in 17th. Rocky Hartpence in the 71, down to the inside of the 25 of Jackson Trin. Rocky trying to make some moves here. The 69 of Daniel Very to the inside of Trin as well. Jackson Trin started in 15th. Started in 17th, currently in 15th, but looking to lose another spot here as Very challenging for that position. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Presley Sora, who got off to a hot start, has found himself now reeled back in by the 89 of Jeff Mills. But Mills under pressure from the 18 of Jeremy Root. Root down to the inside. The 89 machine holding on to the spot for the moment, but Root is there. Kyle Martinson in fourth, Alex Harris in the 74 machine sitting in fifth place as we go on board with the 74 Harris. Root a little bit loose coming off at turn number 4. Keeps it off the 89, but that sideways action really going to eat up your tires here at Kansas Speedway. You can hear the tires squealing on the 74 of Harris. Jason Jackson in the 86, still holding on to 10th place. Nick Parisi just in front of him in that 66. 9th place solidly in Nick Parisi's hands. Robbie Hartpence and Austin Burdick going at it here for 11th. Robbie gonna slide up in front of the 97 and take the spot away, but Burdick not gonna let him have it without a fight. Austin Burdick down to the inside as they work their way through 3 and 4. And now the 97 back in front of Robbie Hartpence. Gonna take the spot at the line. And now slides up to complete the pass, but Robbie down on the inside, not satisfied with sitting back on his haunches. He is all over that back bumper of the 97 machine. Meanwhile, the battle at the front of the field continues to rage Jeremy Root in the 18 gonna slide up into second place. Jeff Mills backs off a little bit to let the 18 slide up in front of him. Now he sets his sights on the 98 of Sora. Sora continuing to lead this race, has led since the drop of the green flag as we are working lap 17 of 75. Jeremy Root really driving in deep, almost getting into the 98, keeps it off of him. But Jeremy Root really hustled that thing down into the corner, had to lift, so he did not get into the 98, and that cost him some momentum. But meanwhile, the 89 of Jeff Mills, he's fallen back now into 5th place as Martinson and Harris both get around. Harris making a move down to the inside as Jeremy Root got crossed up coming off at turn number 2. He's going to lose several spots. Here comes the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy. He's going to try and work his way around the 18 of Root. How quickly your fortunes change, and now we have a huge logjam at the front of the field. The battle for second place went from 2 cars all the way to, I don't know, 6. We'll call it a solid 6 cars there. Brandon Sheffield in the 96 got to be licking his lips a little bit, saying, man, I want a piece of this boxing match that's going on. But now Kyle Martinson in the 77, having to fend off the 74 of Harris. Jeff Mills in the 89, after he lost his momentum, has gathered himself back in and starting to move his way back forward. Jeremy Root in the 18 going to get in the wall a little bit, and he stays up in the wall. Heavy impact there as he tried to get all he could at corner entry. And now the 18 going to pay the penalty for that as he continues to lose spots. He has fallen to 8th place now. His USAFirearms.com 18 machine going to have to regroup, catch his breath, and try and get rolling and track these guys back down. Root very quick here at Kansas Speedway, but just kind of overstepped a little bit. That can happen to most any driver. I have never overstepped myself. Never once. No, sir, not gonna happen. If you believe that, I also have some oceanfront property in a little state called Arizona, I'd like to sell you. The 98 of Presley Sora again out front, but now starting to see a new challenger emerge. That is the 77 of Kyle Martinson. And while Martinson trying to figure out how to get around the 98 of Sora, Jeff Mills in the 89 machine thinking about how he's going to try and get around both of them. So Sora with the lead. Hills now down to the inside of Martinson. We ride on board with the 98. Presley Sora has led all our laps so far here as we have been green flag since the start. Mills and Harris down to the inside. Martinson on the outside lane. We're going to go all the way to the bottom. As again, the 4 cars starting to shape up for a battle for second place. Check in a little bit at the back of the field. The 14 spot going to the 10 machine of Edward Kane. Not too long ago, he was sitting in 17th, so he is starting to make his way forward now and gain some ground, gain some traction and moving forward. Daniel Very in the 69, sitting in 15th. 16th going to the 71 of Rocky Hartpence. And then 9.5 seconds off the race lead is the 32 of DJ Kiner. in 17th spot. But Presley Sora, Kyle Martinson, Jeff Mills, these drivers continue to battle it out at the front of the field. Mills taking a peek down to the inside of Martinson. And Sora has got to be loving all these battles that have been going on. Mills in the 89 has the advantage for the moment over the 77 of Martinson. Martinson got a good run off of turn number 4, but Mills going to send it down into the bottom of 1 and 2. Should we stay green this entire race, the drivers will have to make one pit stop for sure. But man, I expect to see a lot of cars on a pit road should we get a caution. We got 6 cars battling up front once again. Mills on the bottom. Kyle Martinson in the 77. He's got a good run. It could be a pass for the lead. He has the advantage heading into turn number 3, and Presley Sora is going to check in behind him. So new leader, first time tonight. The 77 of Kyle Martinson out in front, and he is going to get to the start-finish line to officially lead his first lap of the race. And Presley Sora now down on the white line, see if he can maybe rattle the cage of the 77 a little bit. Jeremy Root, who had fallen all the way back into 8th place, now finds himself battling for 3rd with the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy on the high side. Root down on the bottom. Jeff Mills, Alex Harris, that is a battle for 5th and 6th. Mills holding on to 5th for the moment. Harris diving down to the inside. Gonna go 3 wide at the line, but the 18 of Root gonna slide up. The 9 of Shaughnessy down to the inside of Presley Sora. Sora gonna lose another spot here. No, he's not. He's gonna get a great run off of turn number 2 and carry his speed all the way down the back stretch. Jeff Mills up to the high side. The 18 of Root down on his inside. While all of this is going on, Alex Harris is just watching it. As Shaughnessy in the 9 gonna lose a whole lot of ground. Down on the inside, he falls behind Alex Harris. Now the 18 of Root didn't get the run up off the corner he needed. Here comes the 74 of Alex Harris. Very quickly, your circumstances can change here at Kansas Speedway. Alan Wilson in the 83 right now finds himself in 8th place. The 9th place going to 86 of Jason Jackson, who is all the way down on the bottom, but we got one in the wall. That is the 11 of Robbie Hartpence, as he has pancaked that race car. Now pulls it down to the inside. Not sure if the 11 is going to hit pit road this time, but well and truly off the pace. So Robbie Hartpence could be making the break for pit road. While all of that has gone on, the 77 of Kyle Martinson has opened up a 0.6 second lead over Jeremy Root and Presley Sora. And Root gonna slide into second. Sora in the 98 falling to third, but now he is under pressure from the 89 of Mills. Root Motorsports in the 18 and the 89. That is Jeremy Root and Jeff Mills. DJ Kiner, the other driver in this race, representing Root Motorsports. DJ finding himself in 15th spot in that 32 machine. Robbie Hartpence in the 11 did not bring it down pit road. He has stayed out on track, settled into 16th spot. Daniel Very in 17th spot. Starting 17 cars here. All 17 cars are still on the lead lap as we are working our way to the halfway point. It has been an amazing battle at the front of the field since the drop of the green flag. This battle here for third place. Right now, Presley Sora has claimed it as his own. Sora led for the first 27 laps. And now is starting to fall back a little bit. Currently sitting in third, getting into the clutches of the 74 of Alex Harris. Jeff Mills in the 89 falling back to battle with the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy. And all you're seeing here is just how important momentum is at Kansas Speedway in this car. You break your momentum just a little bit and you're going to lose 4 or 5 spots. The 89 of Mills sitting in 6th place. Kyle Martinson in the 77 trying to outrun the 18 of Jeremy Root as we are at the halfway point. And Martinson having the clean and clear track. One driver has made a pit stop. That is the 69 of Daniel Very. Very has gone 1 lap down in the course of making that pit stop. Now Rocky Hartpence has hit pit road. And a lot of this is because we are just at the halfway point. Drivers trying to get on 4 fresh tires as soon as possible and gain an advantage. Using that short pit strategy. Basically all that short pit means just hitting pit road before you need tires or fuel and try and set yourself up for a solid next run and be one of the first ones on pit road. Really does give you a big advantage because right now the 77 of Kyle Martinson at the line, his time is going to be a 33.602. Daniel Very, who just got 4 fresh tires, turning a 33.070. So over half a second faster just by having those 4 fresh tires. If we get a chance and get a little break here, I will break into the points as they came into the fight here tonight. As I mentioned at the start of the show, I'm a little bit behind. Well, I apologize, did not get through everything the way that I would like to normally. But Kyle Martinson continues to lead now, as several more drivers have hit pit road. The 66 and Nick Barisi in his pit stall. Robbie Hartpence on pit lane. Edward Kane just sliding into his pit box. A few drivers starting to make pit stops. So far we have had 11 drivers not come down pit road. Kyle Martinson leading all of them. While all of this is going on, the battle rages. The 74 of Alex Harris has moved into third. Presley Sora down on the inside. The 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy on his outside. Sheffield in the 96, going to move into 5th place there with a good solid run on the outside lane. And Harris, Shaughnessy, Sheffield. Now the 98 of Sora, the 89 of Mills, the 97 of Austin Burdick, and in 9th place, the 86 of Jason Jackson. We go on board with Jackson. Three wide off of turn number 2. Burdick's going to get tapped by the 98 of Sora, and that is going to turn him up into the 89 of Jeff Mills. And Jeff Mills heavily torn up in that 89 machine, but gets rolling, and we are going to have our first caution of the night. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Edward Kane CPA. You see 3 wide off of turn number 2. Presley Sora getting into Austin Burdick. Burdick getting into the 89 of Jeff Mills. Everyone able to drive away from this one. That means we're going to see a very busy pit road, and some of these drivers who made pit stops already may elect to stay out. So it is going to split the field up, and we're going to see some very different strategies here. Down on the pit road. There's a camera very dirty there. The 77 of Martinson leading the field. And Martinson going to overshoot his pit stall. That might cost him the race lead, as he had to back up. Precious moments go by before he can get to his jack. 74 of Harris down and away, and Harris easily winning the race off of pit road. Martinson coming off second. Third going to be Jeremy Root, Lawrence Shaughnessy fourth, and the rest of them file on out. But Harris in the 74 machine taking over the top spot. And now it's time to do a little bit of paying the bills. Edward Kane, certified public accountant, has helped bring you tonight's race, along with USA Firearms. Go to usafirearms.com. Tell them the Turn 3 Racing Network sent you. Big Time Racing League. And of course, the Yas Racing Association. Coming into tonight, race 7 of 8. Our point standings look something like this. Jeff Mills sitting at 233 points. He had an 18-point lead over Jeremy Root. But now that Mills has been caught up in that fender bender, he could have a rough time staying in that top point spread. Jeremy Root finding himself in third place for the moment. Nick Barisi, Kyle Martinson, Alex Harris, all going to round out your top 5 in our point standings. So the first caution coming out of the night. We have had 3 lead changes. Presley Sora led for the first 27 laps. Kyle Martinson then led for the next 19. And now Alex Harris making it the third lap leader and our third lead change. So the 74, we'll see what he has in store for this field. Drivers taking the wave around. Austin Burdick, Rocky Hartpence, DJ Kiner, Edward Kane, Robbie Hartpence. Well, I say Austin Burdick, but he was on the lead lap to begin with, so I apologize for that. But Burdick still had made his way around just in front of these guys to work on his race car on pit road. Now we will have 16 cars on the lead lap for this restart. The 69 of Daniel Very, the only car one lap down. Here we go, the pace car down and away. Alex Harris in control of the field, waiting patiently for his signal to go, and there it is. The 74 machine gets an excellent start and rockets away from the field. Kyle Martinson and Jeremy Root can only watch, and just like that, the yellow flag is gonna fly as we have a huge stack up on the front stretch. Austin Burdick involved in this one. Jackson Trin in the 25 getting a piece of it as well. And Jackson Trin going for a wild ride. Let's take a look at this one. The 25 machine restarting, fourth row outside. Gets on the throttle. It looks like maybe just missed a gear. The 97 of Austin Burdick getting into his back bumper. We'll have to take another look at this one from the 97 of Burdick as we ride on board. But yeah, man, it looked like Jackson Trin gonna miss a gear here. So a couple more race cars getting torn up. Burdick back on pit road. Jackson Trin also hitting pit lane. But Harris continues to lead. We're going to have 24 laps to go. With that being said, guys, I'm going to take a moment to step away. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the lights are on the pace car, the field was stacking up to get ready to go racing, and then the lights got turned back on, so we're gonna go around one more time under yellow. But thank you so much for joining me out here tonight. Hope y'all are enjoying the show. Make sure y'all stick around after this for the Demolition Derby. They're gonna line up on the backstretch and let them loose once the leader gets done celebrating and can join them. But the 74 of Alex Harris is now led for 7 laps. And now with the lights going out, field stacked up behind the Ford Buttstain. Jackson Trin in the 25 machine has gone behind the wall. The victim here in this most recent caution. His night looks to be done. Austin Burdick in the 97 machine is out on track. He is 2 laps down. So the 97 right now is the only car any number of laps down. So he's got a shot at getting back into this thing, but he needs a couple quick cautions, but I don't know if we're going to get them or not. We've had a very clean first half, and now that we have had 2 cautions in a row here, we'll see if these guys get it underway cleanly. This restart, Harrison the 74 picks up the throttle as we go green flag once again. Jeremy Root down to the inside of Kyle Martinson. The 77 up on the high side there. Everyone shifting up into 4th gear. Down into turn number 1 we go. Wilson in the 83 into 6th place. But he's going to have a good run here. Presley Sora in the 98 trying to make something happen. Here comes the 86 of Jason Jackson down to the inside of Presley Sora. Sora, though, really back into the throttle hard, but Jeremy Root in the 18 makes the pass for the race lead, and now Root leads his first lap of the race. Side by side for second, the 74 of Harris on the high side. Up off of turn number 2, we're going to have a great shot there. Edward Kane, a little bit of a wiggle. Off of turn number 4, down onto the flat in the straightaway. Sheffield into 4th place. And now with 18 laps to go, drivers know it is time to get busy. Everyone on fresher tires gonna try and wring everything they can out of those Goodyears. Jeremy Root in the 18 machine, leading another lap and trying to take over the top spot in the point standings. Came into tonight just 18 points behind Jeff Mills, the points leader. But Mills in that 89 machine, after being involved in an incident, finds himself mired deep in 9th place. So Mills gonna have to work his way forward. Austin Burdick just in front of him. Burdick being 2 laps down. Nick Barisi in the 66, sitting on pit road. Something has happened to that 66 machine. He now finds himself 3 laps down with the hood up. This could be all that Nick Barisi sees for racing action here tonight. As Root leads the lap again. Shaughnessy in the 9, Sheffield in the 96, Presley Sora in the 98, Sheffield up along the wall, Sora down on the white line. They blend together at the back stretch, and Presley Sora doesn't quite have the momentum that the 96 of Sheffield did, but Sora gonna charge down to the white line once again and try and make the pass here on Sheffield. Side by side in the turns 1 and 2. Sora on the white line, staying committed to that lane. This time Sheffield got a very good exit, and Sora gonna slide in behind him. Jeremy Root in the 18. Harris in the 74. Martinson in the 77. That is your top 3 for the moment. Sora and Sheffield continue their fight for 5th place. Sheffield holding on to it for the moment. Sora, big wiggle by the 98, gathers it in. As we ride on board with Sora. Shaughnessy in the 4th place has a little bit of breathing room in comparison to how the rest of this race has been going. That is a nice little spot to be, as Sora gets a great run up off the corner down to the inside of Sheffield. He's going to drive it in deep, try and make it stick and wash up in front of Sheffield. Sheffield with a big wiggle had to lift. That is going to allow Sora to slide up and take away 5th place. Alan Wilson in the 83, finding himself in 7th. Jeff Mills right behind him in 8th. Jason Jackson in the 86, sitting in 9th with Robbie Hartpence in the 11 machine, rounding out your top 10. Nick Barisi has rejoined the race in the 66 machine. However, he is 5 laps down. And with 10 laps to go, that is an uphill battle that he will probably not overcome. And I say probably because, well, it is racing and anything can happen. Let's be honest. But the 18 of Jeremy Root out in front by just about 0.2 seconds over the 74 of Harris. Martinson in the 77 sitting in 3rd. Sheffield has moved into 4th, Shaughnessy into 5th, Sora falling to 6th, and Alan Wilson now down to the inside of the 98 trying to make something happen, but he's going to slide in, use that draft down the backstretch, setting himself up for turn number 3. We look out the back of Sheffield, who's in 4th. Harris starting to hound the back bumper of Jeremy Root. Harris not dropping down on the flat, staying up on the banking through the straightaway, trying to start and poke at the armor of the 18 machine. A little bit higher that time, trying to get a run off of turn number 2, but not able to get the run he needs to take the pass for the lead. Now both drivers drop down to the inside lane. Jeremy Root right there on the white line. Gonna have 6 laps to go here at the Dust in the Wind 75. And the caution flag gonna come out. Robbie Hartpence has gotten involved. Alan Wilson in the 83 is pointed in the wrong direction. Refires that thing, grabs a gear, spins it around. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see where this went wrong. For the 83, Lawrence Shaughnessy down to his inside. Up they come, contact is made. Wilson tries to catch it. Robbie Hartpence just plowing in with nowhere to go. Austin Burdick able to squeeze by. We ride on board with Burdick for this one. And Robbie Hartpence just nowhere to go, trying to slow down, trying to pull it down. And in the corner, when you're committed like that, that is very difficult to do. And so the caution flag is going to come out. And nobody's going to come down pit road. Few drivers made the fake that they would. Alan Wilson does head for pit lane to work on his race car. Burdick in the 97. Going to get one of his 2 laps back. He is now 1 lap down. Lights are on the pace car. Jeremy Root in the 18. In front of the field. USA Firearms gonna have to be proud of this one. The 18 leading this field. Harris in the 74 sitting in second place. Kyle Martinson in the 77 sitting in third. Brandon Sheffield in fourth, and then rounding out your top 5, the 98 of Presley Sora. Sora gonna walk away with leading the most laps here tonight at 27 laps led. Alan Wilson in the 83 has rejoined the race. Has managed to stay on the lead lap. We'll see how the damage has affected the 83, how well his pit crew has been able to hammer it out. So the caution has flown at a bit of a weird point for me. Having a hard time deciding if we're going to see a 1-lap shootout or if it's going to go to a green-white checkered here. Not 100% sure what we're going to see. But the lights are on that Ford butt stain for the moment. And now they turn out, and we are going to get a green-white checkered. The 18 of Jeremy Root down to the inside. The 74 of Alex Harris on his outside. Martinson in the 77, row number 2 inside. On his outside for this restart. Brandon Sheffield in the 96. Row number 3 will be the 98 of Presley Sora and the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy. Then row number 4 will be the 89 of Jeff Mills and the 86 of Jason Jackson. Rocky Hartpence and Edward Kane gonna make up row number 5 for this restart. A green-white checkered attempt coming your way to see who's going to win here at Kansas Speedway. Dust in the wind, 75 plus a few laps, getting ready to be put in the books. Race number 7 of 8, leaving us with just one more race and a handful of laps left in the season. Pace car looking to make the left hand on the pit road. Jeremy Root wastes no time getting to the throttle, and he is going to try to scoot away from the 74 of Harris, but not really getting too far out there. Harris staying right with him. Excellent start by both drivers as Root's going to dive down on the white line. We got one up in the wall. That is Jason Jackson. Harris, Martinson, second and third. Jeremy Root now trying to get through turns 3 and 4. He sees the flagman holding the white flag in the air. Can Jeremy Root make it around one more time? Austin Burdick into the wall hard. We stay green. Final time around. Last lap here at Kansas Speedway. Jeremy Root down the backstretch. Harris trying to catch up to him. Martinson falling back. Can Presley Sora make a pass and get into third place? Quickly running out of time, but Jeremy Root in the 18 is gonna win here at Kansas Speedway. Alex Harris gonna bring it home in second place, and Kyle Martinson finishing third. So as the 18 makes his way around for his victory celebration, Jeremy Root bringing it to a stop on the front stretch and is going to light the tires up while he celebrates. Let's go through our race results here at Kansas Speedway. Jeremy Root, your race winner. Alex Harris bringing it home in a second. Third place going to the 77 of Kyle Martinson. Presley Sawyer going to finish in the fourth. Fifth going to the 89 of Jeff Mills. Brandon Sheffield finishing sixth. Seventh going to be Alan Wilson. Rocky Hartpence finishing in eighth place. Ninth going to Edward Kane. 10th going to be Lawrence Shaughnessy. 11th Daniel Very. 12th TJ Kiner. 13th Jason Jackson. 14th going to be the 97 of Austin Burdick. Robbie Hartpence finishing in 15th. 16th going to Nick Parisi, and 17th will be Jackson Trin. And so as Jeremy Root in the 18 machine makes his way onto the back stretch, celebrations are over. Drivers starting to set up for the Demolition Derby. Noses into the wall, both inside and outside. Hold on to your hats, folks, as this one is going to be legendary. The 77 of Kyle Martinson going to try and get a running start at this one. But now it looks like the field has been set. And there we go. The green light is on. And the 66 and Nick Parisi is going to take it out on the wall. He's had enough of that wall. He went straight for it. But now he is in reverse trying to find somebody to make contact with, and he's going to kiss the 11 of Robbie Hartpence. Meanwhile, Jeremy Root in the 18, he's going after it. Edward Kane's going full tilt. Oh, and he just missed the 89 of Wilson, or I'm sorry, not the 89 of Wilson, the 83 of Wilson. Shaughnessy's gonna blow his trunk lid sky high. Martinson in the 77 after riding around the track comes blasting in, making heavy contact. To see that left front wheel, that thing is useless. Edward Kane and Lawrence Shaughnessy gonna make an impact that shattered teeth bones from this broadcaster. The 96 is Sheffield. He's looking for his next victim, trying to gain some momentum. Here comes Presley Sora. Jeremy Root getting the full brunt of the impact on that one. Jackson in the 86 going up in the air for a moment. Rocky Hartpence just missing the 9 of Lawrence Shaughnessy twice. Now he misses Robbie. Rocky Hartpence, this is a demolition derby. You're supposed to hit people. Martinson in the 77. Trying to get rolling. Everyone heavily torn up. These front tires giving a whole lot of resistance and not letting these guys get rolling or up to speed. DJ Kiner coming in and smacking the 77 of Martinson. We're looking out the nose of big contact there with the 74 of Harris. And oh my goodness, that one was from left field. Rocky Hartpence in the 71. Looks like that right front jammed up into the wheel well. Kiner in the 32, he's gonna get rolling. He's gonna make a little bit of contact. Harris in the 74, full head of steam from reverse and goes up in the air as Jeremy Root gave him the 1-2 punch in conjunction with Jackson. Edward Kane in the 10, he's trying to find someone. He sets his sights on the wall. That's it. That was the wall. He was mad at the wall for that one. Now he's going to take it out on the 98 of Presley Sora. Shaughnessy laying down some smoke, trying to get some traction. Jackson in the 86 machine. He's got a head of steam. Who's his victim? And it's Kyle Martinson. Jeremy Root coming in for the tag team on Martinson. He couldn't see that one coming, and it looks like the 77 is dead in the water. Alex Harris, he's backing up, but he's lost his front wheels. He's out of control. Can he find something to hit? Jackson just gonna miss. Sora in the 98. Meanwhile, Wilson in the 83, he's still rolling. Shaughnessy trying to make something happen, but man, the front end of these cars all mangled up. And the 77 of Martinson, he is done and out of this one. Jeremy Root in the 18. After winning the race, can he do the double whammy and win the demolition derby? He is trying to get it rolling forward. That thing not cooperating too well. Edward Kane in the 10, he's looking for something to hit. Sheffield in the 96 backing up so he can get a full head of steam onto somebody. A lot of smoke going down in there, but not a whole lot of heavy impacts yet. Here comes Sheffield in the 96, and he's gonna make contact with the 10 of Edward Kane. Kane taking a right punch to the gut. Jackson in the 86, he found someone to make a little bit of eye contact with. Lawrence Shaughnessy in the 9 trying to get rolling. But there's next to no steering left in that 9 machine. Donuts is all he is serving up. Robbie Hartpence showing you that he can pirouette like the best of the figure skaters. Front end on these machines really has had it done in for sure. Several of them have dropped out. Jeremy Root in the 18. trying to get rolling. Here comes Rocky Hartpence. A little bit of more damage to the radiator, never hurt. But Harris is out, Martinson is out, Sora is out, Kane is done, Shaughnessy is done. Robbie Hartpence in the 11 has called it a demolition derby. So we're down to about 4 cars. DJ Kiner in the 32. Gonna start rolling. But it's hard to get going as you don't have any steering. The 18 of Root gonna give the 32 a little love tap there. Now the 32 gets rolling. He's gonna set his sights on nobody, just clipping the 96 of Sheffield. Sheffield now trying to back in to the 18 of Root. He's gonna give him a nice little shunt. And there, DJ Kiner, heavy impact with the 96. Jason Jackson in the 86, gonna get sandwiched a little bit there, but now he tries to get rolling. Jason Jackson really trying to back up to get some momentum going. Jeremy Root looks like he is going to try and show just how well of a donut he can do. Put on his display of donut skills after winning the race. Now he gets sandwiched between the wall of the 96 and Kansas Speedway. Good grief, KR. And now we're down to just 4 cars. A lot of smoke out there from the 18 of Root. Root was really lighting the tires up, trying to get rolling. These 4 cars, the last few left in this battle. It's like watching 2 heavyweights go at it in the 12th round. Barely able to pick up the arms, but they keep at it. Jackson gonna give a little shunt to the 18 and then collect the 32. Jeremy Root, DJ Kiner, Jason Jackson are all that are left. These 3 drivers. One of them's gonna have to give up. Well, 2 of them are gonna have to give up. Jason Jackson in the 86. Looks like he's gonna try and get a run here. He can get it into reverse. He is stalled out. Jeremy Root in the 18 and Kiner in the 32. Just throwing punches at each other. Neither one can feel it. They have gone numb from exhaustion. Lips are bloodied, knuckles are busted, hands are broken, and here comes Kiner with an uppercut to the 18 of Root. Root struggling to get rolling. The steering of that thing is all but gone, and Kiner gonna try and smack into the 18, but not much left of his controls either. And now here comes Jackson with a run, trying to deliver the blow to the 18 of Root, but gets right up into the radiator. And now the 32 of Kiner gonna return the favor. Jeremy Root in the 18, just lighting his tires up, trying to find any sort of traction he can. Jackson in the 86, gentle love tap. Here came Kiner with a big impact. Jackson now trying to get rolling, but Kiner really looking like he is one of the more mobile ones out there. Tries to get rolling a little bit. And everyone's so wounded, it is hard to do anything momentum-wise. Jeremy Root just getting a huge impact into the wall. That one was a solid hit by Kiner. And man, right now it looks like the only one really able to get anything rolling is DJ Kiner, as he is going to deliver a blow to the 86. Not enough to cripple that 86. He gets rolling once again. The 18 of Jeremy Root, after backing up a little bit, now he's going to have to start all over. But DJ Kiner really looking like he is one of the more mobile ones out there. Jason Jackson, Jeremy Root, really struggling to have any sort of momentum in any direction. And Kiner with another big impact to the back bumper of the 86. That's not going to finish him off. Kiner, you got to get into that radiator. Jeremy Root really struggling now to roll. Front wheels on that thing all but useless. Both the 86, the 18, and you could even throw in the 32 as he is sagging on the left front. And I think the 18 is done. He is stalled out for the moment. Jason Jackson and DJ Kiner gonna get together butt to butt. And I am gonna say that 32 is gonna be a tough one to dislodge. Jason Jackson really wounded out there. And again, another impact to the back end. Kiner gonna light the tires up and try and just make that 86 his plaything. Glancing blows now as neither competitor can really get any momentum going. But we're gonna see here, we'll give them just about another 30 seconds. At the end of this 30 seconds, we'll see who we think is the best one to get rolling. The 86 there, big impact. As I mentioned, Kiner looking like he really has the better momentum of anyone out there. Jackson just trying to survive. And now they're starting to circle each other and try and set up for a big impact. Kiner has made a perfect circle around Jackson. And so, I don't know about you all, but what do you say we call it a draw? As these two laying it all out there. These cars have gone through it all. Well, maybe not a draw, because I'll tell you what, that is a whole lot of tire smoke coming out of that 86. He is struggling to get rolling in any direction. So let's give it to DJ Kiner, as it looks like he has got the most control of any car out there. So DJ Kiner walking away from the Demolition Derby as the victor here tonight. Jeremy Root, your race winner. And guys, don't forget to join us next week for the final race of the season. Hope to see you all then. And until then, y'all stay safe and have a good night.